Imagine this. You're a veteran. You served our country. You're looking to purchase a home. You call one of the largest national lenders in America for your home loan. Because why? That makes sense to you. It seems natural. But they tell you you don't qualify. They don't like something on your credit. Your credit score is not bad. It's not great either. Maybe you're somewhere in that 600 to 640 range. Average credit score is 680. Great credit is anything in the 700s, but it's not like you're in the 400s. Yet, these people are telling you that, no, you can't become a homeowner. No, you can't leverage your VA home loan benefits to qualify for a home loan. But another lender says, yes, you can. There is a way. This episode of Talk Mortgage to Me, I'm interviewing one of my good friends in the mortgage industry. He represents the future of mortgage lending. His name is Luke Walker. He's with Barrett Financial, and he's going to walk us through an example of a specific loan that he recently approved for veterans who were told they didn't qualify, yet Luke was able to find a way to yes. Check this out. Luke Walker, thank you for taking the time to hang out with me for the next 8 to 10 minutes on this episode of Talk Mortgage to Me. I've already prepped the audience. Like they kind of have an idea of the scenario, but walk me through it. Like what happened? Why didn't they qualify? Was this a purchase? Was it a refi? What state was it in? What did the people do for a living? You don't have to use names, but I would like for the audience to be able to learn specifically how just because your bank, your credit union, or maybe one of the national lenders said no to you, it doesn't mean that it's a no for all lenders. Walk us through your situation.
Absolutely. No, thank you for the intro there. So when it comes to VA home loans, a lot of veterans just don't recognize the fact that they have options, right? So many lenders tell these veterans and individuals and military members that they have to have a certain credit score, right, to qualify for the VA home loan. The issue is that when you actually go and read the VA guidelines, the VA guidelines specifically state there is no minimum credit score required for a VA home loan, right? So this particular couple, they were looking to purchase a home in South Carolina.
Okay.
And
what was the purchase price? Do you remember?
It was $510,000.
Okay, so $510,000. So probably South Carolina, you're probably looking at a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, probably about 1,800 to 2,400 square feet would be my guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Exactly. So yeah, so to that point, they had been working with one of the largest veteran lenders in the country.
Yes.
Don't use them by name.
No.
I think you can. Anyway, so with that, they were going through them and they were told that their credit score was too low, right? And this particular lender was wanting to walk them through their program, which is their credit repair program, to get their score up to that 620 where they need that credit score to be. The reason why is, well, that lender doesn't offer manually underwritten VA loans. And so in this scenario, as they're going through this program and being told from this other loan officer, yeah, let's review your credit. Let's see what we can do to help increase your credit score. They came across an old car repossession from like 3 years ago for an $11,000 balance. And they were told, yeah, pay that off. And then we can move forward because your score will go up.
Okay, so this national lender who is united with the veteran community had stated that I can get your credit score up to over a 620, but it's going to require you to pay off this old charge off, right? This old auto loan that I don't know if the car is repossessed or not, but
right.
But it's going to cost the veteran $11,000 to do so.
Correct.
And that's not the case. I'm assuming.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what were you able to do differently then?
Absolutely. So I mean, this is a very common scenario that I see actually in my line of work because utilizing TikTok as we've previously discussed. We come across a lot of individuals who have been in this exact same situation where they go to the big box lender expecting that that's where they're going to find their answers. And then they quickly discover, oh, wow, my score isn't high enough, right? So even when I'm putting out my own content regarding the VA home loan, I often have times where people are coming back to me saying, well, no, you have to have a 620. Well, that's simply because that's what they've been told, right? When you actually dive in, you recognize, okay, looking at the full picture, there are other lenders out there like myself who can help you in those situations. So in my career, I've specialized in that manually underwritten VA loan world. We got on the phone together. I looked at her scenario. We looked at her credit and I said, we're good. Like we're good, right? right? We can take you through our TBD underwrite process, which I do for all of my veteran borrowers because, again, we want to make sure that we have a viable, good file. And so we went through that process.
And for those that don't know, a TBD, good lenders like Luke have the ability to actually underwrite your file before you even have a home under contract, right? It's a way there's things called pre-qualifications, there's things called pre-approvals, and then there's actually a real approval. A pre-qualification means you talk to a lender, they maybe or maybe did not pull your credit, they maybe or maybe did not verify your income and assets, and they tell you what they think they can do. Then you have a pre-approval, which is, no, the lender pulled my credit, I supplied my income and asset documents, and a loan officer is telling me, yes, I can do this. The thing is, loan officers or mortgage brokers are not the final decision maker.
Exactly.
Right? So you have great loan officers that they may know more than mortgage underwriters. But you also have not so great, or you have some brand new loan officers that just don't have the experience. So the next step is quit guessing and take it directly to an underwriter. Let the underwriter actually review the income, the assets, and the credit report and say, as long as the property they find checks out, I'm guaranteeing them, as long as nothing changes for the negative, that they're going to qualify. So you're saying that you put all of your clients, especially your veteran clients, through this TBD underwrite because you like living in a world of certainty, not in a world of uncertainty. But you eyeballed it, and based on your experience and the hundreds of loans that you funded for veterans and active duty military, you're like, I can do that loan, right? Like that $11,000 car repossession charge off is not going to get in the way. The fact that her credit score, do you remember what her credit score was?
I think it was around 602.
Was a 602 and not a 620,
right?
Was not going to get in the way. I'm assuming she probably had really good residual income.
So actually, that's not even a thing with the VA loan. So we don't have to show residuals when it comes to qualifying with a manual underwrite.
Oh, because you're keeping your ratios in line. So her is it 41 or 43?
So I mean, typically it's 43, but on a manual you can go up as high as 55 with certain lenders.
You can go to 55 on a manual?
Back end, correct.
But when you go over a 43, I'm so sorry, we're geeking out right now, ladies and gentlemen. When you go over a 43, at that standpoint, do you have to have your residual income at 120%?
So yes,
okay.
that piece residual in that regard, right? I was thinking reserves. I was getting those two words confused.
Yes.
So residual income, yes, absolutely. So once you go above that number, then yes, your residual income does have to be at 120%.
Okay.
Yes.
Just know this. This is mortgage speak. When you get two nerds hanging out together, this is the type of conversation that we are having to help you become a homeowner, to help your loan get approved. But that's not really for, I think, the average consumer, or even the real estate agent, to care too much about. Things like reserves, things like residual income. These are what the experts need to know. What I want them to know is that you're able to find a way to yes when someone else said no. So 602, not an issue. Having a $11,000 charge-off, not an issue. Why was the charge-off not an issue?
Great question. So basically, when we're looking at credit history when it comes to VA loans, especially on the manually underwritten side, we are looking at the last 12 months of history, right? So the biggest thing that the VA wants to see is the quote-unquote reestablished credit history, right? So again, they don't care what the scores are, but they want to make sure that in the last 12 months, you can show, yeah, I had some, young, dumb mistakes, but I've since reestablished that to be able to show positive history. So when we look at this, you can do credit supplements. You can look at see when things originally happened. So this car repossession was back from like 2021.
Okay.
And so we were able to verify that through the credit company and saw, yeah, this is outside the last 12 months because it's a charge off. We don't even have to reflect it on credit. That's a zero balance. It's not going to affect their debt to income ratio. And we were good to go. And they got out shopping that weekend. I think they were under contract by that next Monday, and I believe we closed them in 29 days.
And was that 100% financing?
100% financing.
Yeah. Did they have to cover their closing costs, or did the seller cover their closing costs?
So
do you remember?
I believe we definitely got seller concessions. I mean, I always tell all my buyers, look, don't settle for zero, right? Always go for the seller concessions in those situations.
Yeah, meaning like you can have a 602 credit score as long as you're a qualified veteran or qualified active duty. You can purchase a home with literally no money out of pocket. Like, it is possible. Now, you're going to need money for your home inspection, and the seller is going to require you to give them some kind of a security deposit, which we call an escrow deposit. But it is quite possible with a 602 credit score to purchase a $500,000 home, not have to pay off that 3-year-old charged off repossessed car.
Exactly.
As long as you can verify that you have reestablished good credit over the past 12 months, you can prove your income, your debt income ratio is in line, you can become a homeowner in less than 30 days and even negotiate with some sellers to pay all of your closing costs, right? Like, that's the world we live in. Unfortunately, not enough people know that's possible. And they listen to what one bank or what one national lender said. Luke, congratulations to you. Congratulations to that family in South Carolina. And honestly, to the seller, to the real estate agents that were involved, like, this is what the American dream was made for. And to me, it's like what dreams are made of. If someone's tuning in and they feel like, man, I have a scenario that sounds just like that, or I'm a veteran, or I'm active duty military, and somebody told me no, and they want to double check with you, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Absolutely. Great question. So basically you can go to TikTok. VA Loans with Luke is my handle. That entire platform and what I've built out there on that channel is all things VA loans, all centered around manually underwritten VA loans.
What if someone's like, dude, I don't do TikTok?
That is just fine. Luke W at barrettfinancial.com.
There we go. Luke W at barrettfinancial.com. And if I want to find you on TikTok, it is
VA Loans with Luke.
Awesome. And y'all, if you have comments or questions or concerns, use the comment section here on this YouTube channel. We're both very active on YouTube. We monitor the account. We will be more than happy to answer your questions, clear up anything that maybe you misunderstood. And if you need help, reach out to Luke, reach out to us. Just don't sit in silence, because being shy can be very expensive. He's Luke Walker with Barrett Financial. I'm Dustin Owen with the Loan Officer Podcast, and more specifically with Talk Mortgage to Me. Thanks for stopping by. If it's your first time, we say thank you. Don't be a stranger. Click the subscribe button. That way you can get notified every time we drop new content just like this. Until then, we'll catch you on the next episode.